You've taken the MBTI test. Maybe you've taken it 5 times. And somehow, you keep getting a different result. One day you're an ENFP. Next month you're an INFJ. Then suddenly you're an INTJ. So which type are you really? Why do so many people get mistyped? The truth is, MBTI tests don't measure your type directly. They measure your answers in the moment. And that leaves plenty of room for mistakes. Today, we'll break down why mistyping happens, the most common pitfalls, and how to finally discover your true type. What mistyping means. Mistyping doesn't mean MBTI is fake. It means the way you're approaching it might be incomplete. Most tests rely on surface-level questions. Things like, do you enjoy social events? Do you prefer structure or flexibility? But your MBTI type isn't about habits. It's about cognitive functions. Mistyping happens when you confuse behavior with the deeper wiring beneath it. The biggest reasons people mistype. Answering based on mood. If you're tired, stressed, or in a certain phase of life, you'll answer differently. Example, an extrovert under stress may feel drained and test as introverted. Confusing learned behavior with personality. We adapt to school, work, or family expectations. That doesn't mean it's who we are. Example, a naturally messy ENFP might develop strict organization skills to survive college, but that doesn't make them a judger. Stereotypes believing all INTJs are masterminds, or all INFPs are dreamy artists. These cliches lead people to identify with labels instead of functions. Test limitations online quizzes often simplify things too much. One yes or no can tip your type result, even if you're in between. Ignoring functions letters describe preferences. Functions explain how your mind works. Without functions, mistyping is almost guaranteed. Common mistyping confusions. Some types are notoriously easy to confuse because they share surface-level traits. Let's break down the most common ones and show you what they look like in real life. INFP versus INFJ, the dreamer versus the visionary. Both seem deep, empathetic, and reflective. But their core focus is different. INFP, Feeney, guided by personal values. They ask, does this feel authentic to me? INFJ, Nife, guided by future visions and group harmony. They ask, where is this all heading and how will it affect people? An INFP and an INFJ both volunteer at a non-profit. A child asks why the world can be so unfair. The INFP comforts them with authenticity. I know it hurts. But your feelings matter and they're valid. You don't have to hide them. Fee focus on personal truth. The INFJ comforts them differently. It feels painful now, but change is possible. Together, we can work toward a better future. Nife focus on vision and collective hope. Both are compassionate, but one heals through authenticity, the other through vision. ENTP versus ENFP, the debater versus the campaigner. Both are energetic, curious, and full of ideas. But their decision-making is different. ENTP, Nitai, uses analysis. They ask, does this idea make sense logically? ENFP, Nephi, uses values. They ask, does this idea feel true to me? At a cafe, both brainstorm ways to start a new YouTube channel. The ENFP says, we should make videos about mental health because it really matters. People need hope. Phi-driven values. The ENTP says, or we could make videos about wild conspiracy theories. They'll get clicks fast and we can monetize the traffic. T-driven efficiency. Both generate ideas, but one is led by heart, the other by logic. ISTJ versus INTJ, the inspector versus the strategist. Both are serious, organized, and responsible. But they use very different lenses. ISTJ CT looks to the past and tradition. They ask, what's worked before? INTJ Nite looks to the future and vision. They ask, what will this become? At a company meeting, the ISTJ and INTJ debate whether to upgrade the business model. The ISTJ argues, we should stick with our proven system. It's kept us stable for years. Sigh valuing tradition. The INTJ replies, the market is changing. If we don't adapt now, we'll fall behind in 5 years. Ni predicting trends. Both want success, but one clings to the past, the other builds for the future. ESFJ versus ENFJ, the caregiver versus the mentor. Both are warm, expressive, and people-focused. But their focus of care differs. ESFJ Fesi nurtures through tradition and consistency. They ask, what can I do to keep people comfortable? ENFJ, Fini, guides through vision. They ask, how can I inspire people toward growth? At a family gathering, both host in different ways. The ESFJ serves everyone's favorite meals, tells familiar stories, and ensures no one feels left out. Grounded present comfort. The ENFJ, meanwhile, gives a heartfelt toast about the family's future, inspiring everyone to think about building legacy together. Future-focused inspiration. Both bring warmth, but one comforts through tradition, the other uplifts through vision. ISTP versus INTP, the mechanic versus the philosopher. Both can seem quiet, analytical, and detached, but the way they apply thinking is opposite. ISTP, TC, focuses on hands-on problem-solving. They ask, how does this work right here, right now? INTP, TNI, focuses on theory and possibilities. They ask, what abstract principle explains this? The internet goes out at a cafe. The ISTP gets on the floor, checking cables, resetting routers, and fixing it physically. See in action. The INTP leans back, theorizing about how internet infrastructure is flawed, comparing it to communication theories. Nay, in abstraction. Both are logical, but one solves with hands, the other with concepts. How mistyping shows up in real life at work. An ENFP may think they're an ENTJ because they've trained themselves to lead, but deep down, they still prefer inspiration over structure. In relationships, an INFJ might believe they're an INFP because they feel deeply. But when conflict comes, their fair outward harmony kicks in, not phi. In daily life, a stressed INTJ may think they're an ISTJ because they suddenly cling to details instead of long-term vision. How to find your true type. Learn the functions, not just the letters. Instead of asking, am I an introvert? Ask, do I rely on ni or nay? Functions explain why you behave as you do. Look for lifelong patterns tests, show moods. Functions show who you've been since childhood. Ask yourself, what's been true about me since I was 10? Notice stress behavior. Under pressure, we often flip into our shadow functions. Those moments reveal what your true stack is, not just the persona you show. Get outside perspective. Sometimes friends, family, or coaches notice patterns you miss. Don't rush. Finding your type is a process. If you keep switching, it may mean you're still peeling back the layers. Why mistyping matters. Getting your type wrong can leave you chasing growth paths that don't fit. An ENFP mistyped as an ENTJ may spend years forcing structure instead of embracing creativity. An ISTJ mistyped as an INTJ may waste energy chasing abstract visions instead of mastering practical stability. But when you know your true type, you stop wasting energy trying to be someone you're not. You discover growth strategies that actually fit your wiring. You find peace with how you're built, strengths, weaknesses, and all. Mistyping is common. It doesn't mean MBTI is broken. It means there's more to the system than 4 letters and a quick quiz. Your type isn't about what you do, it's about how you think. And the only way to find your true type is to dig deeper into your cognitive functions and lifelong patterns. So, have you ever mistyped yourself? Drop your type journey in the comments. I'd love to hear which types you tested as before finding the real one. And if you enjoyed this, check out our next video, MBTI in relationships.